So the NFL ratings are down. I just actually learned this last night when my wife mentioned an article she saw floating around on Facebook. And to be honest, I was going to make a video about the NFL over a month ago before the Super Bowl, but I decided not to. I didn't want to be a party pooper, and I figured that it would just bring out a bunch of hate and just people want to burn me at the stake. But you know what? Screw it. I'm going to say what I'm thinking. Straight up, the NFL today is the equivalent of the Roman gladiator games from a few thousand years ago. That's right. Everybody knows that a significant proportion of all NFL players are going to get seriously injured via concussions, right? I mean, what's the average career of an NFL player? 2.5 years. That's right. 2.5 years average for an NFL player. So it's pretty disgusting. Now, some people will say that no, the UFC is the modern day gladiator games. But to be honest, I'll disagree with that because they stop the fight so quickly. Almost nobody gets hurt. I mean, well, yeah, you get broken wrists and arms and everything else. Yes, it's pretty barbaric. But the thing is with the NFL is that they're throwing such large amounts of money that these kids going from school straight into the NFL, it's impossible for them to turn this down. Most just don't have the discipline to turn down that kind of money. I mean, could I say that I would turn down that kind of money at risk to my own life? I mean, really, my own well-being? I don't know. I mean, it's a really tempting thing. And it's not an accident that these concussions, the traumatic brain injuries that these NFL players are getting, are creating significantly shorter lifespans, and it's leading into various forms of depression and other forms of mental illness. And I mean, suicide rates are up for retired NFL players, and it's not because they're out of the spotlight, guys. It's because their traumatic brain injury causes depression. And it's been proven that the long-term side effects of it are so extreme that this can't be ignored. Yet the NFL is such big business that they want you to ignore it. Now, the NFL ratings are down, like I said. The first 9 weeks of 2016 season, they were down 14%, and by the end of it, it had risen a little bit, and they finished the season down 8%. 8% is actually a really high figure because if you look at any corporation in America, any publicly traded company, if they take a 3% hit for their year-over-year sales, like, oh my God, they lay off thousands of people. It's insane. Like, people freak out over 3%. This is 8%. That's a huge drop. Now, the NFL has tried to blame it on Donald Trump and say that he's a result of it, and they've tried to blame it on other things too. But I think people are waking up around the world, and they don't like the NFL that much anymore for a variety of reasons. And I should also quickly say that some people are saying, well, it's because the football players are getting in trouble outside of the game, and other people will say, well, you know, some of them are refusing to stand for the national anthem, and it's pissing people off. And I could see that. There's a lot of red, white, blue fans out there that would probably be really turned off about people not standing for the national anthem. Me, personally, I don't care. Like, I went to Iraq, and I could say that at one point in my life, I would have been annoyed at people for not standing for the national anthem. But I've grown up, and I have enough self-awareness now to know that, like, you know what, if people don't want to stand for a song, that's their right. I don't care. But I don't think it's causing their ratings to dip. I think that people, if anything, would just dislike those particular players. It's not going to get them to stop watching the game altogether. But I also know a lot of people are annoyed with the officiating, that there's a lot of rumors that these games are rigged, that these officials are bought. And to be honest, I bet on that. I would bet on it, that there's more corruption in the NFL than people could possibly imagine. And a lot of people don't want to believe that. Oh, it's 2017 now. Like, that's not possible. Like, corruption, that's games being rigged. That's from, years ago. Oh, really? Are you sure about that? Because what, in 2017, people like money less than they ever have? Not so sure about that. Now, another possibility is the fact that they play so many damn commercials, and there's so little gameplay, it feels like, and you feel it. Like, look at this last Super Bowl. Apparently, they had $509 million in revenue that Fox received from this year's Super Bowl ads, whereas just 4 years ago, it was about half that. And by the way, people, you always made a big deal, oh yeah, the Super Bowl ads, you can't wait to see them. Who else has gotten completely bored of those ads in the last few years and thought that it was just a waste? Like, I didn't even watch them this year. Yes, I watched the Super Bowl. Oops, sorry to bump it. Most of it. But, yeah, it's all a scam, guys. It's all about generating money. And the consequences are so tremendous for so many hundreds or thousands, actually, of players. Now, a lot of people listening to this, will want me to shut up or will say, you know what? They're volunteering to play, so that's on them. Yeah, okay, I get that argument a little bit. But it's not going to be long from now, 100 years, whatever it will be, I don't know, that people will look back at the NFL gameplay today and think that this was barbaric. Because it is. These people have to bash each other's heads in order to play the game. Now, if you don't already want to, like, hang me at the noose, get ready for this, because screw the NFL. I think that they'd be better off going to flag football, or even ditching the American football rules and switching to like capture the flag. Remember that from PE? Or capture the football? You can play, there's all kinds of different rules you can play by. But it's so much fun. I swear I'd much rather watch that. I'm not kidding. Because think about it, and you think I'm joking, I'm not. I'd much rather see, because you could have Olympians. You could have the fastest sprinters in the world, the best jumpers, the most agile and flexible people on planet Earth compete on a capture the flag or, you know, flag football type game, or a combination of which. If you're not familiar with capture the flag, it's awesome. You get to go across enemy lines, and you try and steal their flag and run it to your side, and you can have your defense. It's kind of like a war game, except for nobody gets hurt. Like, maybe someone might sprain their ankle once in a while or something, but no one's going to be bashing their heads into other people. I mean, you watch an NFL game, and it sounds like a nonstop car accident. It's disgusting, guys. And not to mention, it's a big turnoff, because who else, and I'm going to swear real quick, I'm gonna quote my father and my wife's father and a bunch of other people I know. Who else grew up in a family when a play went wrong and you would hear them say something to the effect of, get ready, I'm going to swear, Jesus fucking Christ, or God damn it, and all this, this like testosterone like is through the roof. It's gross. I mean, have you ever been to a professional football game, or even a college football game? How many fights do you see where people get so just enraged at their team just not making a play? Like, it's pretty sick. You know, there's a reason why I like baseball so much more. It's my favorite sport, and I understand a lot of people don't like it. My wife isn't, I mean, she likes it, but she's not a huge fan because she thinks it's too slow and boring. Whatever. I love it. There's a romanticism to baseball. Like, think about it. You could be a teenager and have your favorite baseball star, and they'll have a 20-year career in a lot of cases. And you could technically grow up, have a kid, and take your own kid to a game and see that player. It's amazing. It's awesome. You can follow them for an entire generation. It's cool. Whereas football, you know, you have a few big-name people, but so many people, their careers end so quickly due to injury that it's kind of a joke, guys. I don't know. I know a lot of people might disagree with this, but I don't care. I'm sharing my opinion. I'm throwing it out on the internet, so hopefully it lasts for the ages, so some people can look back 100 years from now and be like, yeah, there was people that realized that NFL was a disgusting sport because it exploits people. It capitalizes on the egos where people want money, and it's so hard to turn down tens of millions of dollars and signing bonuses and everything else. But there's a significant likelihood that they're going to bash their freaking head in and ruin their life forever. Or have a career-ending injury where they walk around with a limp forever. Some people don't care about that, but it seems that football brings out far more harm than good at this point. And I'm not saying it's not a fun sport. I mean, I particularly think that there's other sports that are much better, but I don't watch it much anymore. And other people are waking up around the world, and I'm convinced that's the reason. I think people are waking up and realizing that it's just about money. There's far too many commercials, and people are killing themselves in the process. So anyways, I'm going to close up there. I'm Jimmy. This is Bright Insight. Like and subscribe. I have many other videos and a whole wide variety of topics for you to enjoy. Take care, everybody.